What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I basically wanted to share the 3 things that you need to know before starting nursing school. I feel like the semesters have already started because we're already getting students in the hospital for clinical. So I may be a little late on this video, but better late than never. And I just want to cover 3 points that you should know before starting clinical. And forgive me if I'm looking down. I do have them like written on my notes because, you know, sometimes I get a little camera shy, and when the camera's on me I start to lose my train of thought. So the first thing that I want to make mention to you is that nursing school has got to be your job. It has to be your #1 priority because it's going to be very, very hard to compete with your time as far as nursing school and trying to do every other thing. You're going to have to find a balance. I'm not going to say that you can't work during nursing school, because I do know people who were working while in school, but they were part-time workers. I don't know anyone who's done full-time, but I'm sure it's been done. You know, I'm sure it's been done. But I feel like nursing school has got to be your job because the workload is just so strenuous, and they try to cram, I mean, everything in these short terms. And I feel like if you don't devote your time to nursing school, then you're not gonna really get it, because it's not gonna be how it was in regular school. It's not gonna be, and it's definitely not like any other major. So nursing school has got to be your full-time job. You have to find a balance between work, and you also have to find a balance in your social life too, because your friends are going to want you to go out. Your friends are going to want you to hang out, do stuff. You guys might have an advantage now since we're quarantining and social distancing. But back when I was in school, my friends wanted me to go on trips, and they wanted me to go out, dinner and everything. And as much as it pained me, I had to say no, because nursing school was my #1 priority. That's the way I looked at it. I have to devote this time to nursing school in order to graduate and start my career. I didn't want to like play around and then, you know, because my school, you only get 2 times to fail out. They won't let you continue to readmit into the nursing program. You only get 2 times. So it was very important for me that I keep on my path and pass all my classes, and I just had to make sure that nursing school was my job, and I had to give 100% of my time to it. So that's the main thing. It's going to require a sacrifice to go to nursing school. It's going to require you to prioritize and sacrifice. Work hard and sacrifice. Yeah. So number 2, the thing that you need to know before starting nursing school is that you're going to have to study. I'm sure you've seen this in many other videos, but when I started nursing school, I was someone who was an A and B student, but I never really had to study. I never really had to open a book. I never really had to try too hard to get A's and B's. And when I started nursing school, I was getting C's, and I was like, what is this? A C? No, I don't get C's, okay? So I started getting C's, and that was me so-called studying. Like, I thought I was studying, but no. When I say study, I mean it's more than just opening a book and reading a chapter. Studying in nursing school requires way more than that. You can't just open a book and read a chapter. For nursing school, I feel like you have to tap into different avenues of studying. What may have worked for you in high school or with your prerequisites may not work for you when you get in nursing school. Like for me personally, I was always a person who had to study alone. When I was in nursing school, I found out that I study better when I'm doing study groups with my peers. And that is because you know, I mean, because let's be honest, they give you like a lot of chapters to read. I remember my first semester, for the first exam, they were like, read chapters 1 to, it was like a long list of chapters, and I was like, do they really want us to read all these chapters? But you know, you get in a study group and you guys like ping pong off of each other, and maybe they have brung up something that you might not have known, or you could share something that they might have known. And I know for one thing, if you can teach somebody something, then you pretty much know it. And I also wanted to point out that you might not be a book learner. You may have to go on YouTube and search topics on YouTube, because I know a lot of YouTube videos helped me, because there's a lot of people who make videos on different content and different topics, like different disease processes, and they break them down to the T. And you know, you get the picture mentally and visually in your mind, and it sticks and it helps you learn better. So you just got to explore different avenues of study. Don't just rely on, you know, how you were back in the day, before pre-nursing school days, where somebody can say something and you remember it and boom, you're going to take the test. Because the test is not going to be, ooh, excuse me. The test is not going to be, you know, you're going to have one right answer. No, in the nursing school, all your answers are right. The test is asking, okay, you have to prioritize now what is most right. Okay? It's not which one is right, because they're all right. But what would you do first? What's most important as the nurse when you walk into the room? What is most important to save a life? That's why you have to study, because you have to prioritize and figure out what is most important in this situation. And one thing my teacher used to always say is that we are adult learners. So you'll find that the professors are not about to press you out, because they're not going to be holding your hand, walking you through while you study. So you bought that book for a reason, girl. Study. Study. And explore different avenues of studying. And also, this is not studying, but you will have a lab in nursing school. And I want to advise everyone, when you have lab, they're going to be doing like little simulations. Volunteer to be the nurse, okay? Because your teacher's going to ask you, who wants to be the patient? Who wants to be the family member? Who wants to be the nurse? Don't you be the family member. Don't you be the patient. You need to be the nurse. Volunteer to be the nurse. Because whatever mistake you make in that simulation, I promise you, you will never forget it. Volunteer to be the nurse. Because when you graduate, you walk across that stage and you step your foot in a hospital and you are really someone's nurse, you're going to wish that you volunteered to be the nurse. Because that was your time to practice, and that was your time to take advantage of being able to freely make mistakes without major consequences. You get what I'm saying? And that's all a part of studying. So a group of my friends, a group of my coworkers, we would always show up at school, even on days where we didn't have class, and we would be in the lab and we would just be practicing skills, and we would be practicing this. That's all a part of studying. That's all a part of muscle memory, because when you get into the hospital, you're going to be hands-on. You're going to be doing different things with your hands, and that'll all help you remember. Like, I remember being in school, and we were practicing the skill on how to prime tubing and hang in a secondary IV tubing. Now it's like I can do that in my sleep, because I do it all the time. So just remember that. And also remember that nursing school will challenge you. It's a different type of challenge, because it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but it's a good type of challenge, and when you accomplish it, you're going to feel so good. So that's number 2. Number 3, what did I write for number 3? Oh, yeah. So I want you guys to remember for number 3 is that nursing school is only the beginning of your journey, and it's only a small beginning of your journey. Please remember that. This is your nursing school journey right here, and then after that is your whole nursing career, and it's continuing. It keeps going. It doesn't have to end. This little piece of the pie that you have to get through, that's why I take it back to the beginning where I say you have to prioritize and make it your job. Just sacrifice this little bit of time and you will reap a world of benefits in the end. Just sacrifice that little bit of time. Say no to the friends who want to go out to eat every weekend. Say no. You have to say no in order to be able to say yes to yourself down the line. Because right now I'm a young girl, and I'm pretty much in a good situation where I can say yes to myself. I mean, I'm still like making fairly new nurse money, but I'm able to say yes to myself because I know that I took that time, that small part of my time, and devoted it to my career You know what I'm saying? And also, just know that when you get into the actual field of nursing, it's not gonna look like the textbook. So you're gonna be studying, like I said, for number 2, you're gonna study and you're gonna do all you can. But when you actually get in the hospital, nursing is not like the textbook. It's not like, you know, what you read or what you do in simulation. Is completely different, and every patient is completely different. No matter if they have the same condition, sometimes their outcomes are completely different. So don't get caught up on textbook. You know, don't just try to be book smart, because you really have to critically think and think outside of the box when it comes to nursing, and you have to be quick on your feet. So just don't think that nursing school is nursing, because it's not. It's just only a small piece of it. It's the book smarts, but you definitely, when you get on the floor, it's different. It's way different from school. And also, I wanted to say for number 3, like I said, it's a small piece of the pie. When you graduate, you will be able to see where you fit in. Because when I was in school, I know a lot of people who had their specialties in mind. And once you finish school, you may end up not even, you know, liking that specialty, or not wanting to do that specialty. So you want to fit in. You want to, you know, figure out where you fit in this nursing world, because nursing is not just hospital nursing. You don't have to limit yourself to being in a hospital. You don't have to limit yourself to working at the bedside. You don't have to limit yourself to that. You can do nursing. I mean, the lady who does my facials said that she was a nurse at, you know, a children's hospital. So she didn't limit herself. Now she does facials, and she's into skincare with her nursing degree. So you don't have to limit yourself. I've seen people who move on and they become nurses in plastic surgery offices. I've seen people who do L&D. I've seen people who do ER nursing, trauma nursing. I've seen people who do all types of nursing. You don't have to limit yourself to being at the bedside. And also, my last point, maybe this is a bonus, but I don't want anyone to get into nursing for the money, because I don't think it's worth it to get in it for the money. Nursing is not for the weak-hearted. If you're only money hungry and you're seeking only money, you're not going to survive. You have that's weak-hearted energy, and you're not going to survive, because you have to have compassion for the people that you care for. And you have to have compassion even when they don't have compassion for you, even when they treat you as less of a person and you're the one taking care of them. But at the end of the day, you feel rewarded when you know that you've done your best to save someone's life. And you have to realize that, I'm not going to say most of the time, but half of the time, not half of the time, some of the time, some of the time, these people don't even want to care for themselves. And you are what's keeping them together, because they don't even want to keep themselves together. It's not for the weak-hearted. And you can't just say that you're keeping someone together just so you can get a paycheck. That's weak-hearted energy. You cannot do it. And I feel like people who do that, you can tell in their work at the hospital that they only do it for the money. Their work speaks for themselves. You cannot just be in it for the money. You cannot. You cannot. You cannot. To me, I'm not doing what I do at my hospital every day. I feel like if I was doing it for the money, I wouldn't be doing it at all, because there's plenty of other ways that you can make money, okay, than to do what we do. Okay. So you have to be doing it for the love of the job and the love of your purpose, and understand that you have a purpose. You decided to become a caregiver, and that's a big deal. That is a strong role. Those are big shoes to fill, especially now in 2020. I remember when the COVID-19 pandemic broke out, and I was questioning, you know, where I fit in. Dog, I'm gonna get emotional. I was questioning where I fit in, because I was scared just like anybody else. But then I look into the patient's eyes, the patients who have COVID, and they're terrified, and you have to be strong for them because they're in now an isolated state. They can't see their family, they can't see their friends. You're the only person they see throughout the day. You have to hold it together for them. And that is such that's a strong feeling to have. You know, me, I'm a young girl. I'm a young woman. And looking into the eyes of these people who are much older than me and knowing that I am probably the only human contact that they will have for this day. That's a powerful thing. I'm gonna end this video. I'm gonna end this video, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you want to see more content like this, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.